Hi everyone. We are going to see fourth chapter, planning. So we have seen different management functions in the previous chapter, planning, organizing, staffing, like that. So first one we are seeing in detail, planning in detail. So what is planning? We'll see that. Planning is basically a process of making decisions in advance for the future. So everybody will be planning for our lives, right? Even for your exams, you have to plan how you have to study, when you have to get up. All these are the plans. All these are the basic plans you are making for your life. It is a continuous and never ending process. Planning is an intellectual process of thinking before doing. Planning is the means of bridging the gap between where we are and where we want to go. So, this is a definition. According to M.E. Hurley, planning is deciding in advance what is to be done. It involves the selection of objectives, policies, procedures, and programs from among alternatives. Now, what are the features of planning? It is an intellectual process. Planning is a mental work concerned with thinking before doing. This involves imagination and sound judgment. Planning is based on facts, factors, and figures, and not on a guesswork. Next point is goal oriented. Planning involved determination of objectives or goals of an enterprise. It lays down the means to achieve these goals. Next one, primary function in management. So planning lays down the base for other functions of management. All other managerial functions are performed within the framework of the plans drawn. Thus, planning precedes other functions. That means planning is the primary function. Next one is planning is pervasive. Planning is required at all levels of management as well as in all departments of the organization. But the scope of planning differs at different levels and different departments. Next point, planning is continuous. Planning is an ongoing process in the organization. Plans are prepared for a specific period and at the end of which new plans are to be drawn. So it is called planning is continuous. Next one, planning is flexible. Plans are prepared in anticipation of future events. Actual situation may be differ from what has been assumed. Therefore, planning requires modifications. Rigid plans will not attain business goals. Next point, planning is futuristic. Planning is looking ahead and preparing for future. It involves forecasting of future events such as customers, demand, competition, government policies, etc. Now, what are the importance of planning or why we need planning in a business organization? Planning promotes innovative ideas, then it provides directions, then it reduces the risk of uncertainty. Planning reduces overlapping and wasteful activities. It facilitates, that is, planning facilitates decision making. And the last one, planning establishes standards for controlling. Now we will see what are the limitations of planning. What are the limitations of planning? First one, planning leads to rigidity. That means cannot be always flexible. When there is a plan, we cannot be that flexible. Next one, planning may not work in a dynamic environment. Then planning reduces creativity and planning involves huge cost. Then planning is time consuming. And the last point is planning does not guarantee success always. Okay. Now we will see what are the planning, what are the process. Okay. There are process means many activities. So planning involves many activities. So which are the activities which involves in planning process? First one, setting objectives. Every organization must have certain objectives. Objectives may be set for the entire organization, each department or unit within the organization. Objectives or goals specify that the organization want to achieve. So what is objectives? Objectives or goals specifies what the organization want to achieve. Objectives should be stated clearly for all departments, units and employees. They must understand how their actions contribute to achieve these objectives. Next point, developing planning premises. So premises are assumptions which are the manager is required to make about the future. Okay, premises means assumptions. So assumptions are the base material upon which plans are to be drawn. Premises can be internal or external. Example, sales forecast, capital investment, policies, political and social forces, then technological forces, etc. Third point, identifying alternative course of action. There are many ways to act and achieve objectives of the organization. All the alternative course of action should be identified. Then the course of action which may be taken could be either routine or innovative. So innovative course may be adopted by involving more people and sharing their ideas. Okay. Next point, evaluating alternative course of action or evaluating alternate course. Each courses will have positive or negative aspects. This needs to be evaluated in the light of the objectives to be achieved. Alternatives are evaluated in the light of their feasibility and consequences. Next point is selecting an alternative. The best plan has to be adopted and implemented. The ideal plan would be most feasible, profitable, and with least negative consequences. Mathematical analysis, subjectivity, and the manager's experience, judgment, and at times illusions also play an important role in selecting most variable alternative. Sometimes a combination of plans may be selected instead of one best course. Okay, then the sixth point is implementing the plan. This step is concerned with putting the plan into action. That means making the plan into action. That is doing what is required in this stage. So here all the other managerial functions come into picture. Seventh one or the last point is follow-up action. To see whether plans are being implemented and activities are performed according to the schedule is also a part of planning process. So monitoring the plans is equally important to ensure that objectives are achieved. So these are the planning process that or the activities involved in planning. Next one is types of plans. Actually, there are these many types of plans, but everything we can put into two types: single-use plans and standing plans. So what is single-use plans? Single-use plans developed for a one-time event or project. Such course of action is likely not to be repeated in future. The duration of such plans may depend on the type of project. It may be for 1 week or even for a month. These plans includes budgets, programs, projects, etc. Next one is standing plans. This is used for activities that occur regularly over a period of time. It is designed to ensure that the internal operations of an organization run smoothly. This helps to increase efficiency in routine decision making. It is usually developed once but modified from time to time. This includes policies, procedures, methods, etc. Now we are going to see again what are the types of plans. So first one, objective. Objectives are the desired future position that the management would like to reach. Objectives need to be expressed in specific terms. That is, they should be measurable in quantitative terms. Next is strategy. Strategy is a comprehensive plan for accomplishing an organization's objective. This includes determining long-term objective, adopting a particular course of action, then allocating resources necessary to achieve the objectives. Next is policy. Policies are general statements that guide or channelize energies towards a particular particular direction. Policies provide a basis for interpreting strategy, which is usually stated in general terms. Next point is procedures. Procedures are routine steps on how to carry out activities. The exact manner. The exact manner in which any work is to be performed. They are specified in chronological order. Fifth point is method. Methods provide a prescribed way or manner in which a task has to be performed, considering the objective. Always the objective is very important. So the method may vary from task to task. Selection of proper method saves time, money, effort, and increases efficiency. Then rules. Sixth one is rule. Rules are specific statements that inform what is to be done. They do not allow for any flexibility or discretion. So it reflects managerial decision that a certain action must or must not be taken. So we are all familiar with what is a rule, because in your school or in your college, even in your house, we will be having some kind of rules, right? Which tells you have to do this or you should not do this. That is what a rule. Next, seventh point is program. Programs are detailed statements about a project which outlines the objectives, policies, procedures, rules, task, human and physical resources which required and the budget to implement any course of action. Eighth point is budget. Budget is a statement of expected results expressed in numerical terms. It is a plan which quantifies future facts and figures. Budget is a statement of expenses, revenue, and income for a specified period. The last point, or the ninth point, is project. Projects are similar to programs that differ in scope and complexity. Project is the complex cluster of activities with a distinct objectives and a prescribed completion time period. So that about plans or planning. Hope you understood whatever we learned. Thank you.